Hi, I'm Danae Shanti. Welcome to The Breathing Life. I'd like to share a quick story with you today, hopefully to inspire your heart, about acts of grace. 15 years ago, I was moving to Boulder, Colorado from New Hampshire, and my girlfriend and I were driving in the car on the highway, and we hit Missouri. The weather was real clear up till that point. We were snacking on mixed nuts sitting between us and talking about grace. I don't know, it was the topic of conversation. Wonderful things that happen, maybe the universe stepping in and intervening at certain moments. And suddenly the sky started turning dark, and she was driving my car, and we were surrounded by truckers, big highway truckers on all sides. We were in the far left lane of a 3-lane highway, truckers in front of us, behind us, and on all sides. Well, when we hit the black ice, we started spinning really fast in 360s, and I figured we were dead because there's no way we're not going to hit these truckers. So I kind of nestled down in the passenger seat, closed my eyes, and started praying, asking that this be quick and get it over with, and kind of bummed that I wasn't going to make it to Boulder. Her experience was gripping the steering wheel with her eyes wide open, screaming, watching the world spin around us. Well, within a matter of minutes, which felt like forever, we landed with a thud, and we landed in front of a state prison. Still not sure what that was about. But anyway, we were so excited to be alive, we couldn't believe it. We screamed awesome at each other, and as we looked at each other, we noticed there were mixed nuts in our hair and all over the dashboard. We were real happy to be alive. So my friend is a camera buff. We jumped out of the car, and right away she started taking pictures. And I'm going to share some of those pictures with you here. This first photograph is what it looked like from inside the car back to the highway we just swerved off of. So snowy, wet, and one of those big trucks in the background. This next photo is the first truck that came along. Now he saw that we weren't injured because we were taking pictures and laughing. So he radioed a police officer. This is the police officer who came along, and he had his lights flashing on the car, but he also saw that we were laughing and taking pictures, so he had a megaphone, one of those good old-fashioned megaphones, and he came up and said, "Another Kodak moment," as he pulled up to us. So we were having a good time. This is me way back then in my car, and you can see how the car is positioned. So the nose was shoved into the snow, and the back end of the car was up on the embankment. And then we got pulled out. So the police were there, and the guy who was towing us was there, and we were, you know, when you go through a rush, you have a lot of adrenaline. So we were going on and on and on about grace, trying to explain we were talking about grace, and grace saved our lives, and isn't it a miracle? And they just thought we were out of our minds. But we were pretty certain grace stepped in there and kept us alive. So they're pulling us out, and we were very, very grateful to remain alive. Well, in those days, the digital camera, not that it was so long ago, but we didn't have a digital camera, so we sent the pictures in to be developed and settled here in Boulder, Colorado. And a couple of weeks later, we got the pictures back, and we were talking about this experience and still amazed that grace could have such a beautiful intervention in our lives. And as we're looking through the pictures, we came across this one. And if you look closely, you can see there's a giant truck back here, and it has big green letters that say grace. I don't know when you've ever seen a truck on the highway that has grace written on it, let alone that it's exactly in your picture frame when that's the topic of conversation. So I wanted to share a little grace with you today and wish you a beautiful life, and to look for moments of grace everywhere you go. Thanks for visiting The Breathing Life.